Jeopardy! Champion Isaac Hirsch has been called out by fans for making a wagering error that nearly cost him the game in tonight's nail-biting Tournament of Champions standoff. Despite making the potentially costly blunder when he did the math wrong during Final Jeopardy, luck was on Isaac's side as he ended up snagging a DOC victory against two tough adversaries. The customer support team lead from Burbank, California collected a whopping $120,187 last July after he won 5 consecutive games. On Wednesday's episode, he went up against fellow season 41 returning champs Amy Hummel, an ER doctor from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Mark Fitzpatrick, a content manager from Riverside, Connecticut. In an attempt to start the game swinging big, Isaac bet it all on a true daily double after he found the first coveted clue. Under the category Elemental Names, host Ken Jennings read, according to a study published in 2016, this venomous pit viper was responsible for 39% of snake bites on U.S. kids. Isaac failed to answer with what is a copperhead? Leading to a $3,200 deficit. Despite the loss, he regained the lead heading into the Double Jeopardy round with $5,000. Amy was close behind with $4,000 while Mark remained in third with $1,200 going into the second round. Mark was able to get in the game when he doubled his score after finding the second daily double. Following correctly answering the question under the Around the World category, Mark doubled to $8,800, taking the lead from Isaac. Isaac quickly gained back his lead from Mark, but once again, the standings changed after he found the third daily double. Under the Movies After You Press Play category, Isaac's total once again dropped, this time by $5,000, when he missed the clue. The incorrect answer made Isaac fall to second place as Mark took over the lead with $18,400 going into Final Jeopardy! Isaac went into the last round in second with $13,600 while Amy maintained her third place standing with $5,600. Ken, 50, then revealed the last category to be scientist names as the players place their wagers. The first man to observe bacteria and protozoa had a name containing the Dutch word for this much bigger creature, Ken read as the final clue. Only Isaac was correct with the answer of what is a lion, boosting his score $4,000 to win the game with $17,600. Mark dropped $8,801 when he got the clue wrong while Amy nearly bet it all, leaving her with just $1 by the end of the game. Fans pointed out that although Isaac's wagered would put him $1 ahead of Mark if he got the question right and bet $0, he didn't correctly do the math to beat out Amy if she had replied to Final Jeopardy accurately. I was also rooting for Isaac and I'm glad he won, though it felt a bit like luck due to a wagering error? Work on that math, Isaac, but Mark continued to impress, one person said. Explaining the error further, another viewer wrote, he unnecessarily brought Amy back into the game by wagering too much on FJ. If Isaac had missed and Amy was correct, Amy would have won due to Isaac's overbet. With a smaller bet Amy would have been shut out and Isaac would only need Mark to miss in order to win. In another comment, also added, the other part of the error was $4,000 was not enough to cover passing a zero wager by Mark. So Isaac should have gone smaller, but if he wasn't going to do that, he should have bet at least enough for force Mark to bet something and be correct to beat him if Isaac was correct. While another congratulated the champ, I'm really happy Isaac won, great game from him, very unlucky with the DDs. Isaac Hirsch's victory in the latest Jeopardy! Tournament of Champions came with a dramatic twist, reminding fans that even the most brilliant minds can have their moments of doubt. The well-known contestant from the Jeopardy! Stage found himself embroiled in controversy after a questionable wager in the final round nearly derailed his journey to the championship. What was supposed to be a clean sweep ended up being a game of chance that had viewers on the edge of their seats. It all started innocently enough. Isaac, a contestant known for his quick wit and deep knowledge, was holding a steady lead throughout most of the game. With only the final round to go, things seemed poised to unfold in his favor. However, as the Jeopardy! Final category flashed across the screen, the tension in the air was palpable. Isaac was trailing by a modest margin but was still in a strong position to make a move and secure a win. He had more than enough room to make a strategic wager. Then, in a moment of hesitation, Isaac made what many would later call a wagering error. As the question was revealed, Isaac confidently scribbled down his bet. But to the surprise of the studio audience, his wager was shockingly low, so low that even some of the more seasoned Jeopardy! Fans were left scratching their heads. It was an amount that, had the final question gone awry, could have cost him not just the win, but his entire position in the game. The final clue, posed with all the gravity of a typical Jeopardy! Moment, was a history-based question, one that Isaac had answered with ease throughout the show. But when it came time to deliver the answer, it was his wager that became the focus of the night. Many speculated that Isaac's low wager stemmed from a desire to play it safe, but the risk was evident. The other contestants, though well behind, could have easily surged ahead if they had wagered more aggressively. But Isaac's decision didn't go unnoticed. Throughout the rest of the game, the online Jeopardy! Community erupted in discussions about whether Isaac's error would cost him the coveted spot in the Tournament of Champions. And then came the twist. The final answer was a tricky one, and Isaac's initial gut reaction to the answer was perhaps too cautious. But as the clock ticked down and the response locked in, Isaac's gamble paid off, against all odds. His answer was correct, and his modest wager, combined with a streak of luck, allowed him to secure just enough points to edge out his competitors. The final result stunned everyone. Isaac Hirsch, with a gamble that had seemed reckless moments before, was declared the winner. His victory marked his entry into the Jeopardy! Tournament of Champions, but it also raised an important debate: was this a moment of brilliance or sheer luck? Isaac himself was quick to address the situation in post-game interviews, acknowledging that the wager could have very well been the downfall of his game. In hindsight, I probably should have wagered more. I definitely took a risk, and it could have backfired, he admitted. But sometimes, Jeopardy! Is as much about luck as it is about knowledge. I just got lucky tonight. Fans, however, weren't as forgiving. Social media exploded with mixed reactions. Some praised Isaac for his calm under pressure, pointing out that his ability to think quickly on his feet had kept him in the game. Others, though, called his wager an amateur mistake and questioned his judgment. That wager nearly killed his chances, one fan tweeted. He almost lost it all because of that. As Isaac prepared for his Tournament of Champions debut, he remained humble about the win, acknowledging the fine line between strategy and fortune. You can prepare for everything, but in the end, you can't control everything that happens. That's the beauty, and the danger, of Jeopardy! It's a game of constant surprises. In the end, Isaac's victory wasn't just about his triumph over his competitors, but about how luck and strategy can sometimes intertwine in the most unexpected ways. While many Jeopardy! Champions are known for their flawless performances, Isaac's win proved that, even in a game of knowledge and intellect, a bit of fortune can be the deciding factor. Whether by design or happenstance, Isaac Hirsch's near-fatal wager became the defining moment of his Jeopardy! Journey, one that will be remembered by fans for years to come.